All right, do what you're gonna
Do what I'm good at. All right, I got you.
do. Well, it's not showing up. Let me do it on my end.
It's not showing up.
No. Let me just do it here. I got it. I got it. Okay.
I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. When the sunlight shines upon them and their colors begin to glow, I am drawn into the world where my heart longs to go. I imagine scenes of beauty and feel the warmth of love. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. I have traveled the world over, but never found a peace that comes from watching my fishes as they swim about their home. My heart is happy and I am content to sit and watch them swim. I will not be alone while these fishies are in my home. When the sunlight shines upon them and their colors begin to glow, I am drawn into a world where my heart longs to go. I imagine scenes of beauty and feel the warmth of love. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home.
Oh, we finally did it. It's kind of a struggle. Megan's here.
Hey,
I
everyone.
gotta show you. Did you see it? Get a knockdown drag out.
We did it.
We did it. Right. Now, if I don't shut this down real quick, it'll start playing all kind of crazy stuff. All right, that's done. Back to here. We're back. I gotta do something here. I gotta do it. Let's see. I think I can do it. There it is right there. All right. I'm gonna embarrass her to tears. See, is she saying don't do it? Don't do it. Don't do it. Where are we now? I get back in here and then present. I gotta stop screen, then start again. Okay. Share screen. Discord, there it is.
Oh, poor Dina. Don't do that to her.
No, isn't that dreadful?
Oh, poor thing.
She got a scar. She had to get stitches. She tripped at her desk. This is like Sunday, I think.
Oh man.
Saturday or Sunday. So she's still in pain and laid up. Poor baby. We love you, Dina. It's terrible. I asked her who won. She said she did. She hadn't seen the other guy.
Oh, poor thing. I feel so bad for her.
Really?
Oh, I couldn't. Anything on the face is just grueling awful with pain. Oh my goodness. I couldn't imagine.
So that's
She wears glasses too, which makes it even worse because she can't.
wear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said she can't put them on. So
Yeah.
as a result, she can't read the screen. She can't do anything. And she's in pain. And she's in pain.
Yeah.
On top of everything else. It
Yeah.
hurts.
Yeah.
So
I couldn't imagine.
But she could be better by Sunday.
Don't push her.
Tell her she can be better by Sunday. She got to do it. She can't keep doing this.
Oh.
Sorry.
Poor thing.
Really. Who else? How many do we got here? 35. So we had a rough start this evening. We didn't get a link up. We just went live, and I was having trouble going live because I couldn't find the correct destination icon. I kept clicking on the wrong one. I don't know where in the world I was. Fatherfish A, whatever that is. No idea in this world. So wherever it was, it didn't work. But we're here now.
Yes, we made it. Struggle and all.
And we got 37 people. So life is good.
And counting.
Docker paid our worst. Really? Well, she wanted a week off.
She got it.
Yeah, Dean had the week off this week, so she got the week off. And he got to do his yard work for the week.
Oh, I'm sure. It's probably been quiet in the house too. She's been sleeping this whole time.
Really?
Probably playing some video games and watching the movies that he's been wanting to catch up on. And she's been getting the needed sleep that she needs.
Hello, Danny. Let's see if we can get her and get Danny a wrench. What is this? Spencer sister. Hello, Spencer Spencer sister. Danny Miller. Add as moderator. Got a wrench. Got a bunch of hearts. Epaphras. Kim M. Wow, that was quick. Daddy got his wrench instantly. Willie Bond is here. Emily Pago. John Shane, Chu. Epaphras, Kim M. Leslie. Christian B. Dave Clifton. Psycho. Well, Dana did drop in.
Yeah, she said hi.
Hey, Joey. Joey's here. Travers is here. Trevor, not Trevor. Christian B. Tim. Okay. So, more Nazi stuff. What echo? Somebody said nothing about an echo? If
I
you
have
like the echo effect, you can listen to both channels. Oh, okay. That's curious. Pain is weakness leaving your body. I never heard that before. Epaphras
Good way
said
of putting
she
it.
used to put on her Robin mask. I know. I think I must have embarrassed her. She totally disappeared.
And she said she was gonna go lay down.
We just gave somebody a wrench. Balu Prasad just got a wrench. Yan needs one. So we're getting some new people in. That's interesting. I don't know how any of this happens. No idea in this world. Balu Prasad. I think I just did. I did. What else? Who else? Oh, Lord. Yawn. I did yawn. I did yawn too. Okay. Get back over here. I haven't got a thought in my brain.
Oh yeah.
I'm empty headed. What's going on? Nothing even interesting is happening, particularly. I mean, you're doing most of the interesting stuff that's going
me?
on. Yeah. Well, working with 360.
Oh yeah. Well, and then also adding new plants to the website. I was doing a little bit of that today. And then we'll be launching our new website probably by end of day tomorrow. So that will be fun. And then also we're finally up and ready for UPS shipping.
Yeah, we actually did our first ship day today. We shipped shipped a dozen packages out on 2-day air. So hopefully we're not going to have any more plants taking a week to be delivered by the postal service and having to be replaced because they're dead.
Yep.
This is costing us more. Right now we're absorbing the difference. It doubles the cost of shipping to do it. But if it works, it'll be worth it. Mainly because it'll get plants to people while they're still in real good shape. So that's the plan. We will check on the feedback. We need feedback from the people who are getting the plants, and we need to know whether we're going to get feedback from UPS. It's possible that they're going to hit us on weights because I don't think our weights are accurate. We'll see. Actually, it should be. Now, here's the deal. Dirt, and you need to make a change in this. Go back to what you first set up. The dirt will ship ground postal service. 100% of it. 10 gallon, 25, 55, and 75. It'll all ship ground USPS with no plants. It may ship with other dry goods if they fit in the box. And we'll try to get bigger boxes if we need them to accommodate that. Plants will ship UPS second day air. And we're going to charge the same $10. As I said, it's actually costing us double that, but we're going to eat the difference. And it should work out because we've been replacing half a dozen packages a week that took 6, 7, 8, 10 days to arrive. And were just not usable when they got there.
Yeah.
So hopefully this can all work out. We'll see. We're today was their first day of shipping out. We can do it again tomorrow. We're gonna do it every day and see how it goes. But dirt. So here's the deal. If you need dirt and plants, you need to order the dirt and then wait a minimum of 3 days before you order the plants. Because the plants will get there in 2 days. The dirt's going to take typically 3 to 5 days. So
Okay, let me make a note of that so that way I could probably put that on our website.
Right. And I want to thank everybody because we dropped our advertising with Google and worked on. Megan has had a team working on our SEO, and as of this weekend, our sales are back to where they were 3 months ago before we started going into a slide. So we've regained all the momentum we lost, at least for the last 4 or 5 days. So hopefully we'll be able to keep that up. And then when all this stuff gets done, we actually start advertising again, we should be doing then what we need to do, which is to increase the size of our business so that we can do more. We want to do more.
Always.
And by selling a lot more plants, we'll be able to do more. So we're making just so many changes in every direction, including staff changes. We've made some major changes here at the shop in order to tighten things up. We've got really high quality people now working in every position. So we are ready to hit the ground running. We're off to a trot. So we'll see what we can do. It's an exciting time. I think we're going to be golden. I just have a real good feeling about all this. All right, Bob White says, awesome. Megan, how are you? Megan's good.
I am just very, very busy every day. Always got something going on, whether it's the weekend or a weekday.
She got 3 kids and a husband.
Yep.
And a job, and he's got a job. And they're busy, busy bees.
Yes. And I'm going to school. So.
Right. And she's enormously productive.
Yes, I try. I at least try. Yeah, I'm glad all of that is populating. And then did you want to talk about fish?
Yeah, once we get settled on this and know what's going to happen with UPS, if that really works out well, and we for sure are getting 2nd-day delivery, or actually 3rd-day, 2-day delivery, then we're going to start shipping fish. I don't want to do it until we've got a locked-in delivery time frame that allows the fish to stay alive until they get delivered. They're generally good in the box for 2 days. So if we can get a get them delivered by day 3, we should be good. Shouldn't be a problem.
We could even offer next day delivery for, a certain amount, X amount of dollars, as well as through UPS if we do have any problems.
Yeah, it's phenomenally expensive to do
Yeah.
that. But we certainly could do that, particularly if it's a big order. I just
Mhm.
would not want to take the risk.
Yep.
So that's doable too. I don't know what UPS rates are for overnight. We'll have to look at it. I shipped an overnight 2 weeks ago with the Postal Service. It took 5 days.
Man.
5 days. Paid $50 to ship it overnight, and it took 5 days to get there. So we lost the plants, and they didn't guarantee them because they don't guarantee anything. I did get the payment back, or
Well,
will
that's
eventually. Pardon?
I said, well, that's good. At least you got it back.
Yeah, but I had to send it out again. I did the same thing. Bob White said he only lost 6 plants. USPS is out of the loop for anything that's perishable. We're not going to ship perishables through the Postal Service. The issue is that the Postal Service is the cheapest way to ship. So doing the soil and dry goods ground, it's like 3 to 5 days, and we can actually do it for the $10 that people pay. All the other shipping services are substantially more than that $10 we're charging. The problem, we would like to be able to offer free shipping. But we're doing about 500 orders a month. That would cost us $5,000.
Yeah.
And we're not making $5,000. So it would drive us in a hole.
Yeah.
Theoretically, potentially, in the future, when our margins are very different, we might be able to pick this up. But right now, we absolutely cannot. Absolutely cannot do it. We're already going to take a bite on the second day air. It's going to cost us double to triple what we normally charge for about 75% of our shipping. So, but I believe it's critical for us to get that second day. And if it works out and they actually do it, then we'll be able to start selling fish. And I think that'll make a really big difference. Plus, we're doing a lot more kinds of plants. We are culturing most of the ferns and mosses. So any ferns and mosses that are ordered have been grown here. So, and that's a very big step, because that means we're saving the cost of having to buy those plants. There are some others we expect to be able to do the same thing with. We're not out of space yet, but that's going to be an issue sometime soon, because we've got about 2,500 square feet, of which we're using probably 2,000, maybe a little less. But we do not have 1,000 feet available for expansion. We've got 5, 6, maybe 7 700 feet. So we can still grow where we are.
Hey,
Anyway,
I fit 17 tanks in a 2-bedroom apartment. So
really, I know, right? It's amazing what you can do when you're motivated.
yeah.
Bob Wade says your plans are wonderful, Father Chris. Well, most of the time it works out well. About 2 or 3% of the time it doesn't. And that's been going up a bit with the Postal Service. So we're just trying to find a way to get a guaranteed better service. Mainly because I really want to do fish. And I'm just not going to do it and have them sit in the box in some post office for 5-6 days and die. I'm just not going to do it. Even if it's only 1%, I'm just not going to do it. Anyway, what else? David Fink is here. Oh, Epaphras is David. Hi, David. Who else is here?
There was a question that I was trying. Do you know if there's any new products coming in the EU store or no?
Yeah, there's some new foods that we're going to be putting out pretty quick that they will be our brand. They're exclusive foods made by a very small company that's doing some things that nobody else is doing. For example, flake foods are enormously popular. The problem with flake foods is they're baked at like 250 to 300 degrees. So they have almost zero food value. This company is making a flake food that is dried at like 110 to 120 degrees. Low enough temperature that the amino acids and the fatty acids are not destroyed. And yet it dries well enough that it can be treated as a flake food. So we're enormously excited about that. And it's going to come in a number of different, very exotic flavors, like shrimp, daphnia, garlic, and so forth. There are a bunch of different formulas. And
I have the mysis shrimp and it's amazing. I don't think I've ever had a flake food like that. And I even have some really picky eaters and they love that stuff.
Oh, it's amazing food.
It really is.
Yeah, it really is.
I had to put it in a coffee can because my cats kept getting into my fish cabinet because they could smell it through the Ziploc.
The smell is wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and cats would go crazy for it.
Yeah.
Another food that'll come in at least 2 different flavors. The second one is a semi-frozen food. And we haven't figured out how we're going to do this. It probably will have to ship overnight, which is going to make it very pricey. But it is another food that comes in several different formulas, different flavors. The one we're using here is mysis and garlic. And it's mysis shrimp in garlic, semi-frozen. So it's like a slushy consistency. And it is enormously fresh. It's the same principle by being slightly frozen, keeping the temperature right at freezing. It allows the animals don't stay alive but they don't deteriorate the way they do in a hard freeze. So it has a higher food value as a result of its consistency. Another, yeah, we're also getting we're getting one for baby fish, for very tiny baby fish, and it's going to be, oh God, my brain's not working. What's the smaller than Daphnia? What's the food that's raised to feed very tiny, like gobies, saltwater gobies? What is that called? I don't know.
Daphnia?
No, it's much smaller than Daphne.
Moina?
No, it's not Moina. That's a Daphnia. It's like 1/100th the size of a Daphnia. Oh God, stupid. It'll come to me. If I stop thinking about it, it'll come to me.
Brine shrimp?
No. Much, much smaller. It's microscopic. It's a microscopic food. It's grown in culture generally for saltwater, particularly for babies, saltwater baby fish, like like the clownfish. Strange. Brain's not working. It'll come to anyway. And I don't have it written down anywhere, so I can't even look it up. Not paramecium, but it's actually smaller, about half the size of paramecium. Somebody's got to have it here. It's not green water. It is a type rotifer. That's what it is. Thank you, Mom.
Rotifer.
It's rotifer culture. So we will be offering a semi-frozen rotifer culture, which is probably the highest quality food possible for very tiny fish. The only thing better would be if it were alive, but in this semi-frozen state, it stays in suspension a lot longer. So it's going to be something that the tiny baby fish at that size are not, their eyes don't work well enough to see much more than about 1/4 of an inch in front of their face. So if the food is not on their nose, they can't eat it. It's got to be right there. So all they have to do is open their mouth and they'll suck it in. And that's really why rotifer are fed, because they're that tiny and they're that prolific and they stay in the water column. So the very tiniest baby fish are able to get them. So anyway, those are a couple of foods. The flake, I think, is available now. Do we have it listed yet?
We have the Mises garlic one listed for right now.
Okay, great.
And then we have the Golden Pearls fried food, which I also have, and is simply
Golden
amazing.
Pearls, yeah, that's another really amazing food. Golden Pearls comes in a number of different sizes. It's a pelletized Mises shrimp, secret formula, but everybody who's looked at it and studied it is convinced it's Mises.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very high quality food. And
I can go grab it if you want.
You can get it as tiny as a micron or as big as a BB, which is about, I don't know, 500 micron or something. So it comes in all sizes. and is really an excellent food for any size fish. Very high quality, high protein food.
I feed it to my my Malawi cichlid fry, and they're thriving on it right now.
Fry, yeah, it's great for frying. We're getting more babies growing, and I'm finally beginning to put together a format for videos, and it's basically it's going to be based on the shop and based on the staff working in the shop. We have 5 people in here every day, myself included, doing a variety of things, all having to do with fish and plants and the like. So we want to be able to feature that in the fish department. We now have 4 species of fish spawning, egg layers. I'm not talking about guppies and mollies and platies. I'm talking about egg layers. We have buffalo head babies. We have Uaru babies. We have Agassiz apisto babies. And we have chromide babies. And there are more on the way. So we're going to be setting up a wall of tanks that will have pairs of breeding, larger breeders, and then smaller tanks with like a pair of rams, a pair of credences, that kind of thing. Keyhole cichlids, chocolate cichlids, all of that. So we're going to be doing a lot of breeding, and we'll be showing the breeding and showing how we do that, how we set them up to breed them, and how we feed them and so forth. The plants, there's so much going on with the plants now. I mentioned we're culturing about 10 different kinds of fern and mosses, plus other things. We're culturing water hyacinth right now outdoors, which is a beautiful pond plant. One that anybody with a pond is thrilled to have because they have a really lovely flower, and they're big round leaves that float, that kind of come up out of the water. Really a very pretty plant. They grow on bubbles. The leaves grow on a bubble. The plant forms a bubble that floats. It's actually got air in it, and the leaf grows off of that. And then a beautiful flower emerges from it. It's quite a remarkable plant. We do have other kinds of plants. We also are going to be doing more with I feel like I haven't eaten today. Terrariums. We'll be doing more with terrariums, using our soil as the foundation for the terrariums. And we've got a lot of terrarium plants available to us that we'll be using in that, as well as a number of the fly-eating plants that eat insects. So lots of exciting things coming up. What?
Do you want to put the StreamYard link up in the YouTube chat? It's not up. I think a couple people wanted to come up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, we didn't do that, did we? Yeah, let me do that. We had a rough start. So a lot of things did not happen that normally happen. Let me get this up.
And then I have a couple questions for you that I found in the chat whenever you're ready.
Okay, we're pinned. Go for it.
All right. So the first one, it says my new guppy came with fin rot. How would be the best way to treat it?
Take it out of the tank, put it in a hospital tank. Do not put any food in that tank. You need it to be as sterile as you can possibly make it. No dirt, nothing, just brand new water, no filter, no air stone, nothing. If it's cold, you can put a heater in it, or better yet, put it in something small enough that you can float in a heated tank. 2 treatments. Number 1 is salt. The ratio of salt is a half a teaspoon per gallon. One, not tablespoon, teaspoon. 1/2 teaspoon per gallon. The second treatment is a antibiotic ointment, the kind you have in your medicine cabinet, the kind you buy at the drugstore. An antibiotic ointment, and dab it on the affected portion of the fish. You don't need to smear it on, just dab it lightly, that enough will get on to be able to kill the bacteria. It is a bacterial infection, and this works amazingly well. It's simple to do. It's not complicated. It's not at all harmful to the fish or dangerous or difficult. It is the simplest thing in the world to do. You catch the fish, hold it in the net, take the little tube of antibiotic ointment and squeeze a little bit out and just stab the infected portions. You don't need to get enough on it to see it. Just stab it. It will get a microscopic layer on it that will kill the bacteria. Works brilliantly.
Right.
And then leave it in the tank until it's healed. Do not put any food in there. It's absolutely critical that you not feed, because it will cause bacteria to explode, and that'll make the problem worse. So no food. You got another question?
Yes. Can I clear my green water pond by adding sand?
You can clear your the answer is yes, probably. I mean, there are some reasons why that won't work. There are a lot of reasons why it does work. If you're able to precipitate the majority of the detritus that's in the water column and on the bottom down into the sand, that will reduce available nutrition. The best way to do it, however, is a combination of sand and plants. If you can find some plants that your koi or goldfish are not going to eat up, like Vallisneria, sword plant, lily, those kinds of things, they will absorb the nitrates in the water, and that will also remove excess nutrients that are causing the green water algae to thrive. So a combination of the two is the best way to go. Let's see, this Danny Miller is interesting. They are buying hitters every year. People like try. Well, I'll tell you frankly, if you're going to buy cheap heaters, it's not a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
It really isn't. If you're spending under $25 for a heater, I do recommend that you replace the heaters every year. Um, or if you can figure out how to take them apart and rebuild them, I need to do a workshop on that. It's a little complicated, but it does save the heater. There are only two things that can go wrong, and they're both easily repairable. The problem is getting the heater out of the glass tube is not easy. That's very difficult to do, but I do have the system for doing that. So I've been wanting to do this for years, and I've even saved heaters along the way that need to be fixed. I probably can find a few. If you're going to buy expensive heaters, then you need to make sure that you are checking them against a thermometer and not against the gauge that they come with, because that is not always accurate. If the heater, like the Hygger heaters, for example, that have a separate gauge that hangs outside the tank, it is not always accurate. 99% of the time, it is accurate. But there are things that happen to that or any heater that cause that to not function properly. And it may not be anything at all wrong with the heater. It may simply be the gauge inside the thermometer. An external or exterior or other kind of thermometer is always a good idea. I prefer the little glass tube that floats in the tank, or the metal one that hangs inside the tank. I find the stick-ons, the digital, tend to be hard to read. They also tend to be more often inaccurate. Not more often than not, but they tend to occasionally be inaccurate. So a cheap thermometer costs about $1 that you can put inside the tank, is just as a check against the heater and its attendant means of designating temperature. That's a big help, because that way you can check the actual temperature against what's happening from the heater.
Absolutely.
What
I
else?
actually have a cheat code for those heaters. So PetSmart, they have the Marineland ones, which I think those are actually really good heaters. And in store, they're like $44.99. But if you go to their website, it's like half off every single time. And if you go to the register, they will actually price match their online price versus their in-store price. So I've been able to get Marinelands for like $20.
That's a deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
wholesale. That's a really good deal.
Yeah.
All right, Jacob Wade's here. We're going to say hello to Jacob. Hi, Jacob.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. So that one plant that went down here and killed itself, it came back. See, it's green. That's pretty cool.
Right.
It actually came back.
Nice.
And now they're just munching down on see, it's just that's crazy. I just fed them and look how fast. That's quick. They just devour the food just so quick.
Looking good, Jacob.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna get some I'm probably gonna, once these all have a good life in here, I'm probably gonna go buy this personal. I found this website. They're from New York, and they've got some rare. It's a woman and a man that's doing it, and it's got certifications showing that they're actually guaranteed, they're trustworthy. It's actually got Google guaranteed on it. I mean, it's actually like a real site. So I'm gonna try them out, and I'm gonna probably get cheap. I can get 20 for 65, or 40 for 85, or I can buy them singly,
What are
ranging from
what are you talking
eight
about?
angelfish from $8.99 to about $13.99 a piece, or I can buy a bundle of them.
Right. Sounds
So I
good.
might try that. I might try that and just do a whole thing of angels.
That'd be fun. Angels are such really, really cool fish.
Look at them;
Yeah.
they're enjoying that raw shrimp. They're tearing that up.
Oh, that's a great food, isn't it? Nice. Thank you, Jacob. Nice to see you.
Thank y'all.
Bye for now. Curtis Belcher. Hi, Curtis.
Hey, you remember this tank that I just showed you the other day?
Yes.
It's empty. They died except for the fancies for some reason, which overcame it. And now they got moved because I didn't want them to stay in that tank. I got paranoid after they got cured. So I moved them in here somewhere. They're definitely right there.
Nice.
But yeah, all the minnows that was in here died, and then I started to freak out about my fancies because they've gotten big and they're kind of expensive. And yeah, like I was telling everybody, I like to grow Porthos because it seems to work as a good filter.
Right.
But I had a question, and she like marked it or whatever, but we hadn't got to it. I was just gonna find out. I've been feeding the like pond food stuff here for
Yeah.
pellets, and I wanted to know, was there a better pellet? Because my fish just devour that. They devour the pellets. They'll eat my Porthos if I give them a chance. They act like they're hungry all the time.
Well, they probably aren't.
I feed them 3 times a day.
Well, I wouldn't feed them anymore.
I ain't going to, but I just want to know if there was like a better pellet or a better food that would maybe be better for them.
What are you feeding? What brand?
It's just this Tetra Pond
Oh, yeah, that's a very
pond
cheap.
food, and then I get them this.
Another Tetra product, yeah.
Yeah, because I have to go to Walmart because my nearest fish store is 45 minutes away.
Well, we sell a real high quality pellet food. So you might try that.
I
And
can
as you
drop
can
a
see, the
link. for that.
Porthos is doing really good. Somebody asked earlier in the chat about plants growing outside the water with roots in the water. Well, you can see my root system. And yeah, it seems to be growing really well.
Nice.
Also, I wanted to thank you, Father Fish. My last short got over 200 views in just a couple of hours.
Wow.
And that's mostly because of all the help you've been giving me.
Well, appreciate your kudos. And
Well, I mean, you was the one that told me I could add plants to this and they wouldn't tear it up. And as you can see, my Java moss is growing right there. They ain't messing with it.
nice.
They just eat stuff on top of the water, like the Porthos. They try to eat that all the time. If a leaf touches the water, like that one, they try to eat it. And that one. But as far as roots go, they don't really seem to mess with the roots. As you can see, I got lots of roots.
Right.
But they will tear up the leaves and anything else that I like feed them, they'll eat like crazy. But they're doing really good. And then earlier you was confused about, I said earlier at a different live that I wanted the open septic because you was like talking about adding sand to the gravel. Well, that's only so I can vacuum it out. I mean, I didn't have no real plants in the water, so I was kind of scared to seal it. But since then, I've took your advice. You can't tell, but I took your advice.
Good. Sounds great. Very good, Curtis. Nice to see you.
Nice to talk to you.
You're doing great.
Yeah, it looks
Okay,
really
well,
good.
Yeah.
like I said, these are going crazy, and this got broke off, and then this went crazy over here, and it's going that way and all. But yeah, I mostly wanted to know because I'm dealing with inside, and apparently there's a difference between inside and outside.
Well, wait till it fills your house.
Yeah.
Good luck. Come on back and visit some more, Curtis.
Okay, well, hold on 1 second real quick. I just wanted to show you my living room tanks while the light's still on.
All right.
This is my sword tails.
Able to find out that they had wristbands pretty easily, so I bought some white wristbands on Amazon for like.
I don't know how many's in here. I lost count of the plants. You can see the fourth oak growing in the tank.
Right.
And then here's all my Java moss in my. This is my catfish tank. There's one of the ones that glows. All right. Thank you for letting me on here, and
Thank you.
I'm gonna go back to watching the live.
All right. Bye for now. Mercy. 10 of 8. 10 of 8, 10 of 7.
10 to 7.
10 to 7. Yeah. Fly.
You and that fly swatter just absolutely kills me.
Killer fly water.
Don't be smacking Brenda around with that, all right?
You can hear how hard it hits. That is one mighty fly swatter. Look at that.
I know that thing is stiff. That needs to be a sticker, Emily said.
Right.
That's funny. So Curtis was asking what the name of that food, that pellet food is, but I looked on our website and we don't have the pellet food on the website.
I think we do. It's the prime.
We have the Prime Fine Powder, the NutriPreda Premium, Golden Pearls, dried baby brine shrimp eggs.
The NutriPreda Premium.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, I'll send that link to him.
It's a small pellet, but it's about 55% protein. It's real high protein.
Perfect. I'll send this to him. I just wanted to make sure I was sending him the right one that you were talking about. That swatter sounds like it vaporizes the fly.
Yeah, it
You're
does.
loving your fly swatter.
You know. The real trick is when you're hitting something on your hand. There. Got you. It hurt.
Okay. You're funny.
Did I show you the bell? Did everybody see the bell? We found the bell.
Oh, yay.
Isn't that nice? This is the bell that we started our live streaming with. And we called it the sand bell. Because I found that every 10th word out of my mouth was add sand. So we got to ringing the bell every time the word sand came up. So it's a sand bell.
That's funny.
Interesting comment, Megan, about buying used equipment. I
Yeah.
know two people who do it.
Oh, really?
One of them is pretty unscrupulous. The other one is highly scrupulous. And they're both essentially buying box lots of return items. I mean, that's how you get this stuff. You buy a box lot for $100, and maybe you make a couple of $100 out of it. Maybe you don't make anything. On balance, they typically make money. But when it comes to electronics or things with moving parts, very often somebody will return it because it's broken.
Right.
Or they'll buy a new one and return the old broken one.
Yep.
In order to
I've had that happen with a couple heaters. I've had it happen with a couple hobs that I've gotten for like my hospital tanks. I've had it happen with an aquarium light that almost shocked the crap out of me when I first plugged it in, and I just stopped buying anything electronic off of Amazon. I just wasn't over it. I was over it.
Well,
a lot of this stuff had aquarium residue on it still. Like, it wasn't even cleaned off. Like, they sent it to me dirty.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you can buy new, of course. I get a fair amount of stuff that way, actually, because I'm still not linked up with a wholesaler. The reason being, the wholesalers need minimum sales of like $1,000, and their prices are comparable to Pet supermarket prices. Not their regular price, but their sale price. The sale price, for example, of a PetSmart aquarium is more than the wholesale cost from a wholesaler for that same aquarium. And the reason that happens is because the company that owns PetSmart also owns the wholesaler and also owns the manufacturer. So they're able to move manufactured products directly into their store and sell them at wholesale prices that the local fish store cannot match.
Yeah.
That's why there are so many highly proprietary and vastly more sophisticated and thereby vastly more expensive items that stores particularly stores that feature saltwater equipment. Let me give you an example. I just had a fellow return. Well, he didn't return. He gave up his saltwater system. And it was a big system that he had put lots and lots of money into. Probably tens of thousands of dollars. So he sent me this. These are wave makers. They're electronic wave makers.
Yeah.
There it is. I don't know if you've seen these. This is a Quiet Dry by NP. It's NP40 Quiet Dry. These retail at in excess of $400.
Wow.
I was talking to somebody today, and we were talking about this, and I said, my wave makers are $19.95 because I buy little pumps, little magnet. These are magnet. Here's the pump. They're an extremely sophisticated piece of equipment that does everything but dance. And probably you'll do that too if you can figure out how to program it. They're wonderful. I've got one hooked up in my brackish tank, and it's moving some serious water. I mean, they cost that much because it costs that much to make them. These probably have got $200 in them in parts and electronics. They're manufactured in small volumes, so they're not a million of these made. There may be 1,000 or 5,000 manufactured, probably 1,000 at a time, maybe even only a few hundred at a time. A lot of them are proprietary. The guy who owns the store with these manufactures them. So it's a very high quality, very expensive item, which is what the industry has had to do in order to be able to live through the kind of marketing strategy that has been foisted upon the industry by huge monolithic monopolies, of which there are two, at least two that impact the US and Europe. There are more in the Far East, in China and Japan and so forth, where the market is substantially larger, vastly larger than it is here. The market in Indonesia, in the Gold Coast countries, Thailand, Cambodia, and the Philippines, Japan, China, India, the industry is vastly larger there than it is in Europe and the US by a factor of 100 or more, probably 1,000. When they put on a show, a fish show, they don't have 50 to 100 25-gallon tanks. They have 1,000 500-gallon tanks. There's not even any comparison. 1,000's maybe high. Probably 250 5,000-gallon tanks. Massive tanks. And it's done based on the hobbyists and the hobby. I saw a display. If you have a chance to watch predatory fins, it'll give you an understanding of what's happening in the industry internationally that'll just blow your mind. So very nice products, a lot of money, which is why people get into and out of particularly the saltwater hobby, because in order to be able to do it technologically, you're going to spend a vast amount of money.
Yeah. I remember talking to you about a month or so ago about wanting to start a saltwater tank. And then after talking to you about it, I started looking at like the equipment for it, and I'm like, not for me. I'll stick to my sponge filters and my heater.
Well, the reality is I run saltwater tanks with a power head. Deep substrate, but the substrate is a natural substrate that comes out of the ocean, and macroalgae, which are the plant life that comes out of the ocean. And I'm able to set up a tank for literally no cost at all. Put a light on it for $25, one or two power heads for 20, 25 each. And I'm good to go. And that tank will last forever. No water changes, no maintenance. Feed them every couple of, I'm hiccuping here. Stan Pittman, let's get Stan up. Hi, Stan.
Hey, Father Fish, what's happening?
How are you?
Good. This is my 60 gallon I have in my den. These,
Oh, look at those beautiful angels.
Nice.
yeah, those are what 3G's angels. Those paradise fish, I've got 4 in here. They were great when I had them in the bowls, but when I put them in this tank, they just colored up.
Oh, yeah.
Fixing to add. I have 2 more of these angels and 2 more of these paradise fish at the school. I'm fixing to bring them back, put them in this tank.
Nice.
Can you tell me what that plant is? That purplish, right behind the angel.
Yeah, it's a rose sword.
Okay. I think it came from you, but I couldn't
Probably.
remember. We got a
Yeah,
couple.
we do sell that plant.
Yeah.
This is a 20 long with, again, 3G's King Kong Cobra,
Aren't they
King
cool?
Kong
Wow.
guppies.
Pretty guppies. Nice guppies.
There's a little 1 gallon I set up. I'm going to probably put some shrimp in it eventually.
Yeah, do it now. Looking good.
Do it now.
When we get to the fish room, I was on vacation last week and I revamped the whole fish room and
Nice.
finally built a cichlid tank. I've never had one.
Oh, how cool.
Got 5 of those yellow labs and 3
Yeah.
Pseudodontis cats in there.
Nice.
This is a little guppy experiment I'm doing. I've had those white platinum guppies for a long time. Then 3G gave me 2 male blue guppies.
Huh.
So I put them in there with them white,
That
solid
should,
white.
that should be nice.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool. These, the 20 long, it's my Mica splendens.
Oh,
And
look
these
at that pleco hanging out of that pipe. That's so funny.
Yeah. I've had these for a year and a half and they never bred. And they just like a month ago, they started actually having some fry.
Oh, nice.
So fun.
This is a little 5.5. These platies, I found a tuxedo male that I really, really liked, and I put an orange female with him. And this is the F1s.
Cool.
These are the Cuban Limia, banded Cuban Limia.
Oh, yeah.
Those patterns are super cool.
Aren't they?
These are the Limia Rouge. Any of the live bear fans out there, don't be afraid of these Limias, man. They are really cool.
That's a
They,
nice fish.
Yeah, they're really productive too. They don't eat their fry.
Right.
I've got leashed killies and some pygmy cories in this little tank.
Oh, nice. That's one of my favorite natives.
I really like the little leashed killies. This is an older group that's pretty much quit breeding. I'm gonna have to get some younger ones.
The Formosa, yeah.
That's a killie fish, but don't ask me to tell you which one because I've got it. I've got it written down, but I can't read it.
Maybe Australia. Aphyosemium.
There's my duckweed eaters. Those were just, I bought 12 feeders and I ended up with 6 that survived.
Oh, look
There's,
at that.
that's just a mosh pit tank. It's got swords and platies and mollies and a little bit of everything in it. There's some gold laser quarries.
Oh, those are cool. Very fun.
Yeah, I picked those up at a swap in Dallas. These
Swaps
guppies,
always have some really interesting, unique finds. I need to go there.
yeah, these guppies are, they're for 3G, but I think they're Daniken greens.
No,
Yep.
okay.
This is kind of an interesting story. These are female Dumbo guppies. I had bought a trio from an importer, and the parents died within a week, but one of them had babies.
Ah,
And these are the fry.
ah.
And they were all female, so I put 2 of the King Kong Cobra males in there just to see what would happen.
Yeah.
That's a little blue dream shrimp tank. It's only got about 6 in it. That's my white platinum guppies. This is going to be a little shelly tank. I just got the goldfish in there to get it ready. That's going to be a shrimp tank. That's a 20 long that's empty, just plecos. Another 20 long that's empty, just plecos. That's a 5.5 that's empty. Hey, Fly, there's the turtle, bud.
Look at that.
Oh,
I'll show you the light, though. There's a light. Just joking, Fly.
Right.
These are humpback limias, 40-gallon breeder. I had them in a 20, but they quit breeding. I think they ran out of space, or they were eating the fry.
probably that.
So I moved them into a.
That looks like a pupfish. What is that?
It's a humpback limia.
Huh.
I started with 3, and I've grown all these. The first set, they weren't predatory, but I think I had so many in such a small tank that they got to where they were eating the babies.
That's a nice fish.
So and this one's got a ton of frog bit roots for the babies.
Yeah.
Nice. So much
Here's a-
activity in your tanks.
These are swordtails, just miscellaneous. And there's the avocado puffer 3G gave me.
Oh,
Alright.
look at him.
Yeah, he's doing great. He loves this tank. That's an empty one. And just a couple of betables.
Oh, those are beautiful.
Those are the first father fish things I put up. Those bowls are over 2 years old now.
Wow. Nice.
So that's 3G's female on the left. But that other fish is probably 2 years old.
Wow.
Wow.
But I was on vacation last week, and I I probably spent 30 hours in here that last week.
Right. Yeah, it looks like you did.
Well, that's all I got. I'll holler at y'all later.
Pretty good.
Love
you,
it.
Stan. That's wonderful. A great case of MTS.
Yes, very much so. I cannot talk, so I'm just going to be
Right.
quiet.
Well, let's see. Greg is here. Hi, Greg.
Oh,
Hey,
look
Father
at that.
Fish.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Kind of hard to follow Stan there. He's
I know.
knocking it out of the park.
Really. Pretty angels.
He kept saying that this is 3G stuff. This is 3G stuff, but it looks like it's his stuff to me.
Really.
I got some of his stuff down here. Here's some of his white guppies.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
I gave him the puffer fish and all that stuff, and then he gave me all these guppies.
Nice.
Stan comes to town and we do some swapping.
You guys have your own local meetup, huh?
Yeah.
Were those metal frame tanks?
No, sir. They're just old cheap
okay.
Petco. I do have a 55-gallon slate bottle metal frame tank. It's in my shed. It's been out there
Nice.
for 30 years.
Wow.
I bet that thing is heavy.
Yeah, I keep saying I'm gonna get it out and reseal it and do this and that, but it's just gonna sit there forever. Is what's gonna happen to it.
I have a 60-gallon tank in my daughter's closet that I keep saying that about, and I haven't done it yet.
There's the goals. Stan, if you're watching, if you need some fish to fill your tanks, let me know. I got you, bro.
Nice. Yeah, right.
These guys right here need a new home. In fact,
They look like
Oh.
they're ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of males.
yeah, the one in the center is the daddy, and that's his two boys.
Uh,
Oh.
It's
Beautiful.
a 55-gallon.
they're good sized fish.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, they're big. They're big. Oh, let me set the camera down here for a second. I was going to show you. I was talking about different types of quality fish food.
Yeah.
This is one that I got from you recommended back when you was in Florida. I don't know if you can make out what it says.
AP 100.
It's
Word.
larval formula,
Wow.
and it's 100 to 150 micron, and it's smaller than First Bites.
Right. Nice.
It's
I
been
haven't
really
seen
good
that
to me.
in years.
It's
Wow.
really, really good food. It grows the fry quick.
Yeah. Yeah, I was using that years ago.
Yeah, I got this in
21.
21. I keep it in the refrigerator,
Uh-huh.
and you know they still love it. They knock it out. They can't get enough of it.
Nice.
Is that what you feed your pink angels?
I feed all my fish that, but mainly I feed the fry that. But it's and the guppies and the pink angels, they get brine shrimp, and they get tetra granules, tropical granules.
You've got some beautiful color on those pink angels. I've noticed a couple people have gotten the glowfish angels, and like after a few months or so, the color fades. So it's phenomenal that you've been able to keep that color up.
Yeah, these two, the koi. I hand picked these from my LFS, and one's got the pearl scaling, and the other one's a koi. This pearl one with the pearl scaling has developed a red dot on his head.
Huh.
He didn't have it initially. I don't know if you can see it. It's just a little red dot.
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
Cool.
Looks like a heart.
It does, doesn't it? I've not noticed that.
Yeah.
I've
Like a
not noticed
perfectly
that.
symmetrical heart.
I got these two black angels. They've been cleaning this cone, so hopefully they'll go ahead and lay on it. It's hard to get a good picture of black angels. But that's
Nice.
a pair. It's hard to get a good angle. There's a little better angle.
Huh. Nice, Stan.
And then, of course, you got the Blackwater Autumns.
They're looking pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the guy that breeds these things. He put a video out this week, and
I saw it.
that was very interesting.
It certainly was, wasn't it?
Yes, sir. I love these guys. They're probably fixing to go to the 125.
Yeah, they're going to need it.
Yeah, they're definitely going to need it. Well, we got people in line, or you still want to see some more angelfish?
Sure. Yeah, we got nobody waiting.
Oh, look at him.
They're beauties.
Stan, you likey.
It's a remarkable looking fish. It's so sturdy and solid.
Yeah,
That's
very much
I think
so.
that's the seal point, right? Is that what that means? Or I don't know. I know they're seal points, but I don't know what that refers to.
The color. Yeah, they a lot of angels look like flying filament. These have a very distinct contour shape. They're a more heavy-bodied fish with smaller but exquisite finnage.
Look how
That
thick
just-
them bodies are. They're pigs.
You know, they're really heavy.
It's a
It's a
75
beautiful
gallon.
fish. Wonderful.
Yeah, they are.
75 gallon there. And then we got the other 75. It's got one discus and one rosy barb. He got
I
beat
think
up.
we're
by
going to
one
be
of them.
getting. I think we're
Okay.
going to be getting discus this week or early
I was
next.
watching Aqua Balls today. Did you watch that, Father Fish?
No, it didn't.
Aqua Balls is becoming some kind of discus wholesaler or something. I don't know. You need to get in touch with him.
Really?
He's got a lot of little, like thumbnail sized discus that he's getting
Oh
shipped.
my
in.
word! Oh, that's exciting. I'm gonna have to get hold of him.
Lou and his fly
Good
swatter.
man.
I hear it.
That's great.
Blue
There
zebras.
was a guy in that area years ago who was breeding discus, except he couldn't sell them. He had thousands
Wow.
of discus, literally
What is
thousands.
Sound
A
like
lot
he needs
of
to
them
be
were
willing to
young.
come off the price a little bit.
Well, it came out the price a lot. I mean, I was buying them for $1 a pop. And sometimes for like 1 inch discus.
Wow.
He finally gave it up
Yeah.
because
And George,
he couldn't figure out the marketing.
well, George had bred some before, and then he kind of got out of them, and now he's back in them again. He's in them strong.
Huh. Nice.
So, all right. Well, this is the 125. Can't really back up enough to get it all in there, but there it is. I'm gonna get out of here, Father Fish. Thanks for having me up.
Thank you so much, Greg. Good to see you.
Yes, sir. See you next time. Love y'all. Love what y'all doing.
Bye. I love his tanks. I love his angels.
Oh yeah.
So I have a question for you that I've always been wanting to know the answer. What or who is the most troubling fish that you've ever owned?
The most troubling fish.
The troublemaking fish. So which one, and I know there's got to be one in your head that pops in your mind that's like, that one was it. That was the troublemaker of it all. In all of your experience, what was that one fish?
Jake.
You've had that many? Or you've had
Yeah,
none?
Stan just showed us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he just showed us one. He had them in with angels, 2 or 3. The paradise.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Just killed everything or just caused
It's a
havoc?
very aggressive fish. I mean, the Africans are aggressive, but you kind of expect it. But something as beautiful and voluptuous as a paradise turns into an absolute monster. Not everybody has that experience with them, but I have a number of times, particularly when they get really big. When they hit about 5 inches, not 2 to 3 inches, but 5 to 6 inches, when they get really big and fully developed, the males are absolute beasts. That just will kill anything they can get near.
Noted. Very, very noted.
It's rare to have them that big, but I've had a fair amount of them that big, and they are not friendly fish.
So that was your top one, huh?
Yeah, I think so. And strangely,
Yeah, I was not expecting you to say that.
well, there are a lot of other fish. We've been talking about Abba as a difficult fish, but that's another issue. The word troublesome, I think that kind of delineates something that by its nature is difficult, problematic.
Problematic. Yes, very good word. That's funny. What about unexpected tank mates that you didn't think was going to work, but actually ended up working beautifully?
Oh, damn near everything. I mean, it's really amazing how many fish you can put together, how many different varieties of fish. I've been doing it here since I started this place because I've not had a lot of tanks to work with.
Right.
And I always tend to want to get a lot of fish. So we've mixed a lot of stuff that I would otherwise have never dared to mix. And rarely have we had problems. Rarely.
Interesting.
Of course, have Monty Paradise.
Yeah, don't try the paradise. That will just ruin everything.
We get a few. I don't know what happened to them. I think put them on something too big. We just put the pike cichlids in the pond along with the big gold severums. The pike cichlids are approaching a foot. They're almost a foot. I mean, they're within an inch of being a foot long. And in that pond, they're going to get a lot of fish, small fish, medium fish. There are a lot of little fish in there. So I expect them to grow. I think they could hit 2 feet in that tank. There would be something.
Wow. That would be really cool to see that.
But I think I've got 2 females. I'm not sure. I thought I knew the species, but I could be wrong. I'm going to go back and check out my invoices, trying to figure out what it is I actually have. They're not particularly colorful, and I was pretty sure I bought the red one, but there's nothing red about either one of them. So I don't know what I got.
Interesting.
They've
That's
been
funny.
big a lot. So we'll see how they do in the pond. They'll give them a lot more space to work with.
I've seen people put severums in with their community tanks, and it's actually worked. And that just kind of honestly blew my mind.
Well, particularly if it's females, they're not going to be especially aggressive. And if it's 2 males, they're going to spend all their time worrying about each other.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. I think I don't think I've ever seen a breeding pair in a community tank. I think it's only been one. Yeah. Definitely an interesting take on that.
Yeah, I've got 2. I don't know if it's a pair. No idea.
I just wouldn't have expected to try severums in a community tank. There's like everything that you research online, and I mean, I know how Google can be with fish researching, but you know, from everything that you read about severums, they're, you know, pretty aggressive, and I just thought it was pretty cool seeing people putting severums in with their community tanks. I just never expected that.
Well, how are we doing here? I'm falling asleep.
7:30. I think we started at 5:30. So, I mean, you've done 2 hours.
Right. Oh, let's see if we got any music left on here. I don't think we do. Yeah, we do. Oh,
Poor Dina.
There's Dina. I need poor soul. Let's see. We need to get rid of that. Quit embarrassing her. Let's see. What can I do here? How can I do this? I need to get. I don't even know where I am. Okay.
We'll get it figured out.
All right. Let me get into something here. We can go back on this. There we go. Let's see if I can get this up now. That'll be the real trick. Reset. Stop screen. Start screen. There we go.
As they swim about their home, I love my little fishies. As they swim about their home, when the sunlight shines upon them, and their colors begin to glow, I am drawn into a world where my heart longs to go. I imagine scenes of beauty and feel the warmth of love. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. I have traveled the world over, but never found the peace that comes from watching my fishes as they swim about their home. My heart is happy and I am content to sit and watch them swim. I will not be alone while these fishies are in my home. When the sunlight shines upon them and their colors begin to glow, I am drawn into a world where my heart longs to go. I imagine scenes of beauty and feel the warmth of love. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home.
Good night, all. God bless you. Every we'll be back.
Bye.
A delight as ever. Thank you so much. Bye for now.